Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is the Big Girl Diary, episode 47. Now I'm going back to doing things about fat. I came across this article, a couple of articles in this organization that is beyond troubling. Just when I think that feminists cannot attach another cause to the program, it is it is outrageous, it is laughable, and it's infuriating. There's this thing called fat acceptance. Now I got to give you a little background on it. There's this thing called the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. This association was started back in 1967, somewhere along those lines, and a gentleman by the name of Lew Loderback wrote an article called "More People Should Be Fat." He wrote that back in 1967 in a Saturday Evening Post. Now, I have my thoughts on why this is going on, but I don't want anybody to call me a conspiracy theorist. They charge that phrase because to conspire, it doesn't mean that it's a lie. It just means two or more people are confederate in doing something that's negative. That's all. But I'm not going to get into that. But it's troubling. Very troubling. But it gets a little crazier. Then 1973, Vivian Mayer and Judy Free Spirit. She had to be a free spirit to come up with something like this. Fat Liberation Manifesto. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. You can't. Because I cannot control this. Because I can't control it. I got to come up with a national association to advance fat acceptance. So because I can't control what goes in my mouth and I'm chewing, that I have to have an organization and force people to accept me and my fatness. That's ridiculous. Feminists. Feminism. You're ridiculous. Beyond belief. Me, a big girl diary, is saying that you mindset and your agenda is ridiculous. This is outrageous. When did America become so soft and delicate? You can't control what goes into your mouth and you go outside and somebody says, "Hey, you're fat." So then you fall apart and you fall apart and you eat more. Well, the America that I remember is if somebody gave you lemons, you made lemonade. Not fall down and curl up into a little ball and die. I don't get this. I don't get it. So instead of controlling your what goes into your mouth, so then you come up with organizations. To me, it makes, as a big girl, it makes no sense at all. None whatsoever. Being fat is a choice. What you put into your mouth, what you put into your vessel, whether if it's garbage or good foods. And this stuff that is coming out saying that being poor has something to do with being fat, nah, it's choice. The amount of food which you put on your plate. We are the only country that has large portions. Many other people around the world are thin. Americans are just big. And because I'm big, I'm going to force body positivity down your throat. I'm going to force the national, what is that? Where was that at? The national, or I'm sorry, let me backtrack some. The National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. I'm going to force that down your throat. And then, can't forget, the Fat Liberation Manifesto. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. I mean, you know, I can sit here and laugh all day long about it because I think it's hysterically funny. Also, a tad bit sad. I feel sad for the people that come up with this stuff. And I feel even worse for the people who gobble this crap up and spit it out as talking points. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. In my opinion. In my big girl opinion, it's ridiculous. Feminism. Let me see if I can this man. Oh my goodness. I you know, okay, let's look at feminism, what it means. The theory of political, economical, and social equality of the sexes. Now let's add that the fat feminism, the theory of political, economical, and social equality of fat people. Let's take it another step. Organize activities on behalf of women's rights and interests. Fat feminism. Organize activities on behalf of fat women's rights and fat women's interests. The belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. The belief that fat men and fat women should have equal rights and opportunities. To eat more. This is outrageous. I can't even take this seriously. I just can't. And the fact that this right here, body positivity, again, Americans are soft. I was talking to my mother and she was saying that she's a baby boomer, and she was telling me that weight wasn't an issue. Women kept other women in check. Just for example, hey Laurie, you know, you might want to ease up on that food. Do a little bit more exercising. There was accountability. Now it's like, get big. You're going to accept me. Oh, and if you don't date me, you're fat phobic. But I want a man that's buff, that has all these muscles. I have a preference, but you don't have, man, you don't have a preference. Let a big man say that to a woman. Really? That is never going to happen. This is just ridiculous. Okay, in short, Americans are soft. America is soft. America is going downhill, going to hell with gasoline draws on. Just fire. Just outrageous. To where you come up with organizations to force fat acceptance, fat feminism. What about accountability? What about I feel bad because I eat too much? Instead of coming up with organizations, how about dealing with what's going on up here? You could always speak to a therapist and find out why you're eating instead of forcing people, the general population, to deal with your inability to control what you eat. Just my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. I'm a big woman telling you accountability. I'm accountable. I'm fat. It's a choice. I'm not running to all these other organizations that have the same mindset to where I'm going to go along with them because I don't want to deal with why I'm fat. That's not how we do things. We all are in this together. I don't know, I'm just disappointed. However, if you like my content, like, subscribe. In fact, likes are free. Most of all, thank you for stopping by.